earlier.
It was quite interesting.
It is
was
very
interesting.
interesting, yeah.
You guys should go back and you can recap on it so you guys can really get a moment of it. It's very interesting.
Yes, very interesting. It's kind of like conspiracy theory, but honestly, it's interesting.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Anyways, thank you so much, Melinda Brown and Princess Tonta. That's what who just joined us today. Anyways, our honeybees normally what we do is we kind of check our week, our days goes on our days, and that's what we're gonna do today. But before that, I just want to let you know our actually topic for today is domestic violence, and we're gonna have the domestic violence. What do you call it? She is
Chaplain.
yeah, expert. Yeah, she's a domestic violence expert, and actually she has produced so many movies that actually entails domestic violence. And last week we just had the red carpet movie preview last week, so we will gonna talk all about those things when we come back, when we get back after the break. But before that, how was your day?
Oh, my day is a blessed day. Had a blessed week, and I can tell you it's never been
That's good. Yes.
And how was yours, Maria?
Oh well, it's as busy as I am already, and added that red carpet and movie preview is just made my week actually, and it's a nice movie. We will ask more questions when she comes in, so don't worry about that. We will recap everything when we come back for with our guest for today, the beautiful Tamia.
Oh, yes, she is always beautiful. I knew her for how many years? 2016.
Yeah, well, I've known her through Ninon. Shout out to Ninon, by the way. Yes. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna go on a break. But before we go on a break, maybe you can check with your viewers.
Let me check and see the viewers. Hello, Melinda. Well, hello, Julia. One of my business whoever else is on here.
Yeah, if we miss you,
Hello, if I miss you. Hello, hello, hello. So
Hello
hard
to
to try
everyone.
to see the screen.
well, anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be right back. Please don't go away because it's gonna be exciting topic to talk about. Perfect.
We are now reaching our second year anniversary on our inspirational, educational, and entertainment programmings. As part of our journey, we are so grateful to announce that our programs are now available to watch live in real time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Periscope. A big appreciation to all our followers, viewers, supporters, and to those who are cheering for our success. Thank you very much for your patronage. For 2 years we have produced over 25 shows. and joined by passionate collaborators.
Hey, welcome back to Honeybee's Women Empowerment Talk Show. We have a very interesting topic today, domestic violence, and this is a very common topic because we see this a lot. And I think you're gonna give us the stats how many we have. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in on our Honeybees today. And we have today the beautiful director, chaplain, actress, domestic violence advocate. He used to be a cop. See, I remember all those things. And also our good friend and our returning guest here at Honeybees, chaplain Tamia. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And you look all glamour and
Yes, she
beautiful.
does.
And I see how successful that preview night was. Yeah. So before we get into our topic, tell us more about these movies.
Well, first I want to read a poem. It sets the tone. Why I left him. He wanted me, but only if he could control me. He wanted me, but only if he could break me. He wanted me, but only if he loved me. He wanted me belittled, torn down, destroyed, and subservient. That's how he wanted me. To possess me, to beat me, to destroy me. God opened my eyes. Kind friends opened my heart. And I left him. I reclaimed and my freedom. Freedom to be loved the right way.
Amen.
Beautiful.
Amen. That was
That
beautiful.
is beautiful. See, the tone of the poem is a woman who actually devoted all her time, giving all her time, her love, her full attention to a person that actually abused those full attention, full love, full everything of her, everything of her. That's why at the end, she literally, hey, this has to stop. I'm taking it all back, and I'm putting it all back on me.
Yes, 'cause I don't know if I think I went without one for a year. So I can feel all that very, very
I'm saying? It's not one person's story. It's a lot of people's
Yes,
stories.
Yes, yes.
definitely. And you know, I think that it's very for women out there. It's really, really important, very important to yourself and stand up for yourself, no matter what. You know, it's so hard for us, and I see this a lot of women that when we fall in love, when we actually, when we see these men who are overpowering us, we just lose our wings.
You lose yourself.
Yeah, we just like, oh, and it shouldn't happen to, you know, especially 2020. It shouldn't happen this time already. Women are so powerful. Women have a voice now. We have so many association, organization, opportunities to get away from that situation.
Yes.
Yeah, take your power back because you're beautiful, you're smart, you are actually out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a section in here. It's a whole I am section where we talk about I am and the power of affirmations and strong statements to remind you of who you are. And in this section, it says, let me see here, there's one I am, so that's here. Like you're trying to reach for it, right? So go ahead and read it.
I am amazing.
I am beautiful. And the list goes on. So inside here we have reflectives, total, like lots of reflective areas. But in this one, it's the power statements that you say about yourself. You say, I am strong, I am bold, I am courageous, you know, I am mighty, you know, I am powerful. You say these words, you say them every single day because let me tell you the importance of what you say about yourself. So many other people are so busy trying to keep you down. You have to stand in the mirror and you have to be powerful for yourself. You have to tell yourself who you are because your mind is listening. So if you're saying negative stuff about you, like I am, I don't like this phrase, but a lot of people say it to themselves. I'm stupid or I'm dumb. I shouldn't have done that. And that kind of thing. Nope, 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 nope. You say, I am learning. I am powerful. I am great. I am amazing. I am, and your mind listens to you and hears it. Because just like they hear those negative statements, your mind hears what you say and your mind acts on it. So if you say something like I am stupid, how does your demeanor go after you say something like that?
Like I have today, I have a confidence mirrors like around, and I just said to myself, I'm beautiful, and I don't care what y'all think.
Exactly, because you think about the most charismatic person you know, or a celebrity that you know, and maybe they are an influencer, and you think, how in the world are they an influencer? How are they? You know why? Because they decided to be. You know what I'm saying? They
Yes.
took it in their mind and they said, I'm amazing, I'm powerful, people should be watching me. You know, so when you take that and you own that, and then of course what you do is if you have any naysayers in the bunch, people who say something negative about who you are, guess what? See ya, right?
That's really funny, Tamia. You said that you look in the mirror and say you're beautiful. I think this is a really good exercise you do in the morning, especially women. Listen to this because this is what I had done throughout the years. I've been married before, and then I decided, you know what, I'm making back myself. I want to be. I'm not beaten or I'm not in the clothes.
You wanna be.
Yeah, but I said, you know what, I am me. I don't want to go under my husband's lead. That every time people see me is, oh, you're this person's husband.
Wow.
My wife, I'm sorry. And
There's a quote, I can't remember who said it. It was a female that said it. She said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
Yes, that's right.
Which means you have to,
You're
have
giving
to,
the key.
yes,
Yeah,
you
don't
have to
give the
believe
key.
what they say.
Yeah, I always believe it as a woman. You have to have a self-worth always. It's very, very important. And that's what I had to find out coming out from relationship. I had to find that. And I was really a man coming out. I was mad. I was calling every man out there. You would name the words that I just don't want to say. But I was saying that because I was like a bad woman. They could have wrote a movie about me. That's right. But that's how it makes you feel.
Yes.
And so it took me a lot of prayer and then I really couldn't pray myself. Really couldn't pray. That made me stronger.
Yes.
I became a leader.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
learned a lot from leadership.
Well, the dynamics of domestic violence is the power and control. So the power and control happens in a relationship when, like I described in that poem, that you relinquish that power. Now, give-take relationships, there's probably some great, amazing relationships out there. You people may be in them, where you and your partner respect one another. They talk about love and respect, right? A woman wants to feel loved and a man wants to feel respected. And it has to do with power and control. It really does. So when it's lopsided, some people who don't have a good control over themselves will control others. Or if they don't have a control in a situation like at home, or let's say at work. Let's say they're not in control at work, so they come and they want to control home. So instead of having a balanced relationship, there's this terrorism kind of relationship that, when daddy or mommy is home, whoever the abuser is, because it can be male or female, the other person is just like on eggshells, wondering what's going to happen if I say this or if I say that. And I would like to really talk about this situation we're in right now, which is the COVID quarantine. So you have a COVID quarantine situation, and thank God we've kind of opened up a little bit so people can come and go outside. But just imagine what it was like back when people were locked in with their abuser. They were literally,
That's what I was gonna ask. But so did we have any domestic violence raise?
42%. Yeah, 42%.
Before the COVID, how many percent?
Well, no, it was
42%.
the percent happened during COVID. Yes.
Oh, that's the increase.
Correct.
Oh my God. And do you think that because of the COVID, there was there? So what do you think it's caused?
The fact that they're being quarantined with their abuser. Because normally the person would get up and go to work, or you would get up and go to work, or you
they
would
can
get out of the
avoid
house
it.
for whatever reason, and then you had a break. You had a break from one another. But now if you have someone who's an abuser, there's things that trigger them. So some of the triggers are unemployment, right? Some of the triggers are lack of feeling in control in other parts of your life, So now you have a person who may have been a mild abuser, and now they feel like they have no control over the situation. So now they want to control home, their children and their wives or their husbands, whatever the situation might be. And therefore they become even more overbearing in that situation. And then they have frustration, and that frustration may have been taken out at the gym. They might have run to the gym or go meet their friends for a drink or whatever, right? Well, all of that was taken away. You were told to stay home and stay safe, right? Stay home for Nevada. Remember that? So you had people staying home, and while they were at home, they were unfortunately in a situation that they couldn't escape. So it's very sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, it is. And it really hurts my heart.
and they just all assumed that it was her boyfriend at home that was doing it. And you saw the twist on who was actually doing it. But the thing about it is that this happens to people all the time. And why should I care? In the story, we show how that affects everyone, because not just the person who's being abused, whether it's a male or a female, but also the family members that love them, the co-workers that love them, the children that get involved. They're seeing this happen. They're watching this abuse. They're watching someone that they love being, physically and emotionally abused by someone else who should love them, right? So how is that translating to that child and what a loving relationship looks like? And sadly, a lot of times, these young people end up getting into relationships as adults. They end up being attracted to the same, to a partner or a spouse that reminds them of their parents, which is not good. That dynamic is definitely not good, right?
I see things like that happen. I've seen it. Because you can see that the person they're faced with is really trying to cover underneath the mask.
Right, right.
It's like they wear that mask, but underneath they're crying. You can see it. How you doing today? I'm fine. You can tell.
That they really weren't fine. Yes, and that's a sad situation too.
Because it's so hot here.
It's very hard.
That's why I opened the door, because the hot actually kind of
Off and I can't eat it.
I'm not gonna claim any of those two things.
But anyways, yeah.
It is cool. I am cool.
See, that's why I said.
I used to have fun. Doctor, we need some more air here.
Yeah, they need the air conditioning.
And I am wearing for the first time.
Yeah,
I'm
you
wearing
are
my
long sleeves.
I had to wear
sleeve and it's hot. It's hot.
It's not anymore.
I actually came out of my jacket before, because when I came in here, it was warm. So I had a jacket that I was gonna wear, like a sport jacket or something. I said, I'll just be purple.
Anyways, I'm just so curious, Tamia. You have only purple today. Like, tell us the story about the purple flower.
So purple is the color for domestic violence awareness. So that is the color of purple. It's also, it's a color for royalty. Because the other part of that vast majority of the victims of domestic violence tend to be women. And I am a woman of faith. We talk about a strong woman family. There's a Proverbs 31 woman, and she's a woman who's dressed in purple, which is royalty. So I would encourage. Yes.
It's your royalty.
It's a color of royalty. It's a color of respect. I have the flowers here because, unfortunately, there are some people who died at the hands of someone who loved them. In the last year, over 20 people lost their lives at the hands of someone that loved them. And I'm talking male and female and children. Just yesterday, you guys. Yesterday and then 2 weeks before that. Yesterday, a man, was it 2-month-old? Did you see that on TV?
Yeah, it was a 2 month.
It was a 2-month-old. He threw his 2-month-old child off the banister and killed him because he was arguing with his girlfriend or baby mama. I don't know the whole scenario. I just know the 2-year-old that was biologically his child and biologically her child was launched over a balcony and is now dead at the hands of someone that should have loved him. Oh yeah, it happened.
Yeah, it happened in Vegas.
Happened like 2 days ago.
Wow.
And then 2 weeks ago, they had a situation that, as chaplains, we go out on this thing called Recap, which is recapping every city around peace. And we go out and follow up on murders and homicides and child deaths. And we talk to the community, and because people are, when a child loses their life, especially at the hands of a loved one, it really disrupts the community because that's not the natural order of things. Children are not supposed to lose their lives at the hands of their mother or their father or their auntie or their grandma, whoever's supposed to be taking care of them.
Yes, they should be loved by those people.
Correct. They should always feel safe in those situations. Well, 2 weeks ago, there was a young girl. She was just under 2 years old, and she was left in her child car seat while her father went in to visit some of his friends. And bear in mind, 2 weeks ago, now those of you are thinking right now, it's like 70 degrees outside. It's nice and cool. But 2 weeks ago, it was 100. and that might cost him $150 to repair, that $150 was more important than his child's life.
You know,
I just get it. I just get it. I just get it.
there's virus in that, and there's
She's like, yeah, they were trying to say this guy who's doing a baby on the porch was having some mental issues too. And you know what? I don't mean to scoff the way I scoff like that, because you tell me mental illness is a real thing. There are really people being affected and triggered by this situation, this locked-in situation, this lack of control. It really does mess with people. So I will give you that when you say that mental health is no joke.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? That's really funny that you're talking about the child being inside the car, because I don't know if a lot of people are aware that our car, even though it's running inside, and if a person is sleeping inside, that's poisonous.
Yes.
Yeah, that air that's going around and around inside the car is poisonous and can kill anybody,
Oh, yeah.
even a child, even an adult. I seen in the past as father and son waiting for water in a mall, and they went sleep in the car and they died because of that air.
Yes.
And then I remember a few weeks ago that when we have our party, our 2-year party, my I got drunk, so my son carried me to my car and locked me in the car and turned on the air condition, and I was like screaming, but then I was like kind of reaching out to the air conditioner and I wanna turn it
Yeah.
on.
Wow.
And then, but I was like laying down in my car, right?
Yeah.
So the following morning, I told my son, I said, "You left me in the car with an air conditioner, I should have died."
Yeah.
And he said, "Mom, you didn't know that I didn't know that." So I opened it.
Crack the windows, yeah.
I cracked the window. I'm like, "Oh, so you know I'm glad." But yes, it can kill people.
Yeah, well, there's people who, because as you've been told, you know, I'm a retired police officer, so I remember one of the nastiest things I've ever seen was a person who committed suicide by parking in the garage with a gun in her arm. It was the nastiest scene I had ever seen, and what was so really gross about it, and I hope you guys aren't eating dinner because I know this is the dinner hour. But his skin literally melted off because of the chemicals and the
In the
gas.
car,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when I first walked out, I thought, oh, someone murdered him and cut off his skin. You know, I mean, this was all over the place, right? And the coroner was like, no, and this is what happens. But yeah, it was very sad.
There is a name for the air that's going around inside your car.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, because even in your home, in your own personal home, people have been affected by carbon monoxide feedback into their house, especially like right now, because everybody's starting to turn the heat on. So you guys need to check that to be safe, because you mess around and innocently poison your whole family. With the carbon monoxide poison that's coming out of the heat.
That is a poison. So yes.
And it's like gas. It's very subtle. You don't realize it until you sleep away. You just feel
Yeah,
tired.
you feeling tired. Because I remember in a old place that we used to live in, we had a problem like
Oh yeah. It's very real.
Well, let's go back to your movies about domestic violence. But before we do that, let's go on a quick break.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, shoot them so I can answer for you.
Please, yes, shoot 'em. Shoot 'em with a text, okay? Don't shoot 'em with something else. See you in a back. See you back.
We are now reaching our 2nd year anniversary on our inspirational, educational, and entertainment programmings. As part of our journey, we are so grateful to announce that our programs are now available to watch live in real time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Periscope. A big appreciation to all our followers, viewers, supporters, and to those who are cheering for our success. Thank you very much for your patronage. For 2 years we have produced over 25 shows, and joined by passionate collaborators, individuals, and organizations. Social media shows network's 2-year anniversary.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together.
Welcome back to Honeybee's Women Empowerment Show, and I'm so glad that Captain Tamia is still here. Never run.
I was going to run off and they wouldn't let me leave.
This is an awesome message. I am so happy that she is here to share it with us, because this is some serious stuff. This is no joke.
It really is.
Yeah, and that's why this is
Yes, and it's a powerful statement of your story that you are a survivor of domestic violence. Being a survivor of domestic violence is so powerful, because that means you gotta right?
Amen.
Right? So that spirit of anger, that spirit of jealousy, that spirit of just discontent, within a household will stay on that person unless you pray them off. So I encourage you, if you're a strong prayer warrior, or if you feel like you're not strong enough to do it, then I would encourage you to go to your local church and ask your church or your pastor to pray over your family. Okay? Because then you're not outing one person, whether it is a child that is disruptive in anger, whether it is an adult parent, the abuser in the situation that is that way. Because anger comes from someplace else. You have to think about that. So what is making this person angry? What is triggering this person? And get to the bottom of it. And the reason I talk about this right now is that the mental health situation, like I said, and the fact that just because we take an abuser out of a house doesn't mean we stop the because if that abuser returns to the house and hasn't been treated or counseled or prayed over or whatever, they just bring that spirit right back in. You know what I'm saying? So what has been accomplished? And now the spirit is more ticked off because either they went to jail or this happened or that, they lost their job or whatever. So now they come back even stronger and angrier and upset. So it is very important that we deal with the mental health of the family. We pull people out of those situations, like let's say that the spouse gets arrested, husband or wife, and then the other person gets stays in the house there. Ideally, counseling is what is offered. And I would say don't be proud. Don't say, oh no, I got this, don't worry about it. Take the counseling. Because the counseling is going to help you, it's going to help your children, it's going to help those people who watched you go through the situation. Because let's say, you guys are my girlfriends and you're watching me get beat up and I keep coming and telling you that I'm getting beat up, but I keep going back, and so now so you as my friends are like, one day we're just going to get along. They're just going to say that she's not here anymore, and that was something that was difficult for me, but I had to do it. I would write to it. I would tell people, I said, listen, this is the second time I've been to your house, and each time it gets more progressive. I said, next time I come, you may not be telling me anything because you may not really be that you'll die on the hands of God. So this is very important. It's very important that you guys take this seriously. Oh, he just pushed me. Oh, he just punched me. Oh, she just hit me with something. Oh, the fact that another person thinks that you as an adult needs to be disciplined by them physically is a problem. It's not abuse, and another adult should not be disciplining another adult that is their spouse, right?
Exactly.
How about aggressive behavior?
What do you mean by that?
Now, don't you think that could be taken away from the situation to come to this kind of
Give me an example of what you mean.
like, let's say if they force you like that, or
That's a physical abuse. Yeah, that's physical abuse.
don't you think it could lead to
That is physical abuse. It's violence.
It's violence, isn't it?
And you are not supposed to touch another person against their will. That's considered battery, right? And you're not supposed to keep a grown person from going where they want to go to come and go. The person is in your house, your husband or your wife is in your house with you by agreement. And if they decide that they've had enough and they want to leave for whatever reason, even if it's going off to see their boyfriend or their girlfriend, you know what? You can't stop them. If you attempt to physically stop a grown person from leaving your house, whether they're your boyfriend, your whatever the situation is, you are doing imprisonment. You are falsely imprisoning them, and if you put them in the house and lock them in the room, you're kidnapping them. And those are felony charges that can be charged against spouses and boyfriends and girlfriends, just so you know. These are acts of violence that are committed against a domestic partner, someone that you have an intimate relationship with and who you're supposed to love and not abuse. So just be warned. If you have had situations like this happen to you and you didn't realize that they were domestic violence, just like Delores was just describing, she's continually telling me what I'm looking at and seeing as a battery, and she's going, even this, if they do this, can it get worse? Like, this is enough. You cannot grab someone, you cannot slap someone, you cannot take their arms and shake them, you cannot grab them by their arm and take them out of a party because you want to go. This is physical abuse. This is domestic violence. that or getting it clear on what that is in a
I'm
relationship.
glad that you have explained it more because a lot of people don't understand that was they just say, oh, that just was just a little thing like that, but that's serious.
Right. People make excuses for love.
Yep. That's what I was gonna say because there's a lot of if you look at the personality, women, a lot of women love to be abused. They
They
prefer.
love to be
No,
abused.
I'm sorry. Let me
I hope you
rephrase.
got that reaction. It's like,
Let
what?
me rephrase. Some women are looking for the love to be under the eye instead of being loved. Does it make sense to you?
Well, this goes back to the childhood influence.
Yes.
That's why I was talking to you about how it affects the children, right? Because if you have watched your parents, and I won't even say dysfunctional relationship because what is a functional relationship nowadays, right? You know, you got kids living in two different homes with two different sets of parents and all this kind of stuff. So what is functional, right? But when we talk about a relationship of violence, where they're seeing violence in the home and they're seeing, people being punched and people getting talked about,
think it's
people getting
normal.
exactly. They believe that is just what love is supposed to look like, right? And if no one else is teaching them anything different from what love is going to or supposed to look like, then they're going to be chasing after something that looks like what they've seen.
Exactly. Yeah. That's very true. That's why I keep on saying. When I start a relationship, one of the things that I put it in a disclaimer is don't you ever lay your hands on me, not even once. You can say a little bit verbal abuse, a little bit electric, but not really into like it's demeaning me because you know what, it's a war.
Right.
I literally tell that I'm going to lie.
Yes.
And I'm so happy and very blessed and very, lucky enough not to. Well, it is also me
Making the decision,
making
setting
the
those
decision.
boundaries.
Yeah, saying yes, exactly. I set those boundaries, and if it's just a flick of your finger, honey, you probably end up in.
Well, the intent is what's important too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
So,
it, yes.
so if the intent is to, punch you or flick you because they're mad at you, but if they're playing with you, like, hey,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's different. Yeah,
that's different.
That's different,
Even if they, like we talked about that one scenario, even if they're like, come on, let's go. As long as it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just come on, let's go. But if it's come on, let's go, grabbing
sure,
your
yeah,
arm
you
and
wanna
throwing
join
it with you,
us,
that's a whole different,
or something like I remember my ex-boyfriend. This is my ex-boyfriend sometimes be like he really like not punch but tap me in here, and I'm like so freaking mad. Why did you have to do that?
Yes,
And then I'm really good in straight so I don't know, but I am really I'm like
I'm the type
You have to
I
put
set
the
my
boundaries.
That's perfectly
Yeah.
legal.
boundary women out there boundaries is setting up your boundaries is very important.
And sticking to your boundaries is very, very important because, like I described in that poem, the whole goal of that person is to break the other person down. So when you let up your boundaries, that's when that other person knows, oh, I'll just push a little further, and I'll just push a little further, and I'll just push it. And before you know it, you're a pile on the ground, and that person is kicking you, while you're there. So it can be done emotionally, it can be done, physically, it can be done subtly. People on the outside will see it, and you won't. You have isolation, meaning that you used to hang out with your family all the time and your girlfriends and go do things and go to Bible study and do all this kind of stuff. And now you don't. Every time you say you want to go somewhere, no, you're not going. No, you're not going. No, you're gonna stay here. No, I don't want you to go. No, I don't. So, and all of a sudden, and you're like, wait a minute, but I see you go and run with your friends and do this and do that, and then you get popped or whatever. That's me. I can do that. You can't do that. And the control comes from both sides because you guys probably hear me giving you this scenario, and a brother who disappeared after he met a girl, and now you're like, well, he used to be over here all the time, and he'd come to Sunday dinner and this, and now you're like, oh, well, she doesn't like you guys. Well, yeah, because the controller doesn't want other people to have influence over you.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that want to have influence over you. So they are pushing Like this isn't a marriage, and only do their wishes. Exactly.
Their wishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not good. Well, let's go back to your movie again.
Yes,
Because this
yes.
is the movie. The good thing about Tamia's movies are all about
Not all of them.
well, not all of them, but mostly is what do you call it now? Kind of
Socially conscious ones.
there you
So
go.
I do a lot
Thank
of
you.
yes.
I have an English person here.
So, coming from law enforcement, I have a lot of stories to tell, right? So my little hashtag is tell their story. That's my hashtag, tell their story. Because I really have been, I've worked with victims of sex trafficking, human trafficking, domestic violence, sexual assault, you name a violent act that has been committed towards a woman or a child or a man. Because everybody can be considered a vulnerable person at some point in their life. That's what people don't understand, right? They think that it's just women or it's just children, but men have been vulnerable and victimized also. And they don't have to even be. When people say, "Oh, they must have been, homosexual or had an alternative lifestyle," and that's because we could control them. That's not true. Very strong men. I remember sitting down with one of my victims. He was 6'5", probably about 320 pounds, and his wife was probably about 5'2", 100 pounds soaking wet. And if there wasn't a thing in that house that she hadn't beaten him with, and he refused to fight back because he knew he was too big, and he knew that if he were to tell the story, that people would be like, "Oh, you're being a wimp," and why do you need to stand for your wife, and this. But he was raised not to put his hands on a woman, and he would always say to her, "But honey, why are you doing this? Why are you, I'm trying to be the man," and you're just like, she's trying to trigger him, she was trying to trigger him and see if he would put his hands on her and this kind of thing, and he didn't, but I had to he was a grown man in my office crying like a baby because it was like, what do I do? And eventually, actually, sadly, he ended up losing his life, but he did leave her though. He did leave her, but he ended up losing his life by an accident, just an accident. Yeah, but I just know, having dealt with so many different victims of domestic violence, I know that anyone can be a victim of domestic violence. So she got to see my movies, and one of them that we talked about was Toxic Love. And there's a reason why I'm telling this story. This is actually a prequel to the feature film that's going to be called The Price You Pay. This is called Toxic Love, and what it did is introduced you to the two main characters. And the tagline on this is, "What would you do to escape a picture perfect life?" And these people live the picture perfect life in public. Yet at home, it wasn't a pretty picture. This is the second
It's really funny you said earlier that it's not only happened to women but also happened to men. And I have few friends in town that the girlfriend actually contacting the other friend, the girlfriend contacting the boyfriend's girlfriend using his cell phone, like saying those things. I think those are kind of domestic violence sometimes.
That's just
Toxic love.
No,
It's a toxic
no. This toxic love I'm talking about. So that is just girlfriends being girlfriends and ex-girlfriends trying to make mess of all that.
Okay, it's not toxic love.
It's not domestic violence.
How about toxic?
It's not the toxic love I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I
It
know.
could be a toxic love.
It can be
Yeah.
toxic love.
Because
I'm just
it's
giving an example.
Yeah, it's an attempt to control somebody. But in this scenario, when I talk about toxic love, I talk about what this woman, for example, the poem that I read earlier could be her poem. It could be this lady's poem, right? That she put up with so much. And actually, literally, if all the way to the end. So in the upcoming story, and actually in this story, did you get to see this one?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just giving another
Okay,
example.
okay,
That's what
okay.
I'm not trying. Yeah. It's
so-
beautiful. You're gonna.
Yeah, so I did a showcase this past weekend, and Maria was able to come to. It was called Tamia Down Presents, which is me, and it's Tamia Down Presents #Tell Their Story. And each one of the stories I showcased are the short films that my partner Steve Zebo showcase called the 48-Hour Film Project. So I did my first film, and I won an award. I won a Social Awareness Award for that.
And I think this one will is a winning movie again.
It is. It's been winning. Yeah, we've got a lot of awards already. It is.
It's
Yes.
gonna go on the awards this year.
This one is getting awards already right now. Yes.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, I won the best director. We did for her. She got nominated for best actress. I got nominated for best screenplay, best direction. And
That wasn't in the awarding ceremony. I meant I should be an audience. I'm not saying.
yeah, we did awards there. We only did the showcase.
No, what I meant is, did you the awards?
Oh, they go on. Well, they because of COVID, because of COVID, we've been awarded just like they'll post it on Facebook and that kind of stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
Because like Toxic Love won.
Nice.
Yes, Toxic Love
blessing.
won.
It's a blessing.
It is a blessing. I claim it as a blessing.
It is
But
a blessing.
Marina Del Rey, on October 16th, we won. What did we get? Best revenge short. Because I can't tell you the whole. Well, what happened? What she did in the story.
Oh, okay.
That was considered revenge, right?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we got
Well,
best
I'm
revenge
not
short.
really good at those kind of
Semantics of things.
yeah,
The
no,
word-
the wordings.
Yes. So if you wanna see a little bit more about our films, each one of the films has their own page on Facebook. Like you look under why should I care? And this is why should I care? The short movie or the movie. And then Toxic Love. Did you really like this one? This was good. This is my first official one.
I gotta see it. I
Remember when we talked about
it.
it at the show last year?
Yes.
I got my favorite. I was gonna make actually show.
No, it was, you could, because there was a lot of meat. There was a lot of meat in this story.
Yes.
So, but anyways, I do my best to tell a good story with a good twist. And all my stories got a good twist.
Yeah, she's an amazing lady. I just love the way you wrote your books, you know.
Yes.
Because I know I had you say my grade.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Yes, I know about your books.
Yes.
And I know that you share with the chaplain things.
Yes. Yeah, I helped the chaplains write 3 books. The chaplain saying we're getting ready to write a 4th one, which is the So anyways, Why Should I Care has its own Facebook page. Toxic Love doesn't have its own Facebook page, so I would encourage you to go to the word triple, the number 8, Spirit Productions. 888 Spirit Productions. And it's on Facebook, and all of our films are on there. And in fact, the films that we made during quarantine, which we made quite a few, you can watch those for free on that page. So go there, the link to those free movies would be on the actual 888 Spirit Productions page on Facebook. And then the last film we did was, well, not the last film, this is the film we showcased at our event. This was our premiere, actually, because this one's already in film festivals, and this one has won multiple awards in the film festivals in 2019. So this year, and the upcoming of 2021, is our film called Meet Me After School. And Meet Me After School is a child cyber stalking drama. So I always address issues affecting our families. And child stalking is something that you guys, we gotta realize, because especially now, they're on the internet. Our kids are on the internet. Before, we used to be able to make the excuse and say, well, I control this and I keep them off the internet. But now with school and all this kind of stuff, they're on the internet. And they're even talking on TV about how people are breaking into the classrooms and doing vile things and showing, parts of their bodies and all this kind of stuff, So, but this tells the story. Did you like this when I said smile?
No, I will tell you about what I heard. I was thinking right now after the session.
Oh,
But it's, I like all the show. I like all the movies. It's beautiful. So that's why you go to the website.
Meet Me After School has a page. Yes, Meet Me After School. Meet Me After School has a page also. So I would encourage you to like and follow us because I post all the time. In fact, I haven't even You know more than me. So what's so cool about it, the show though, is so Ina discovered me at the 48-Hour Film Festival, and she interviewed me for my win, and this was before I met Steven, right? So I go to her show, and I'm being interviewed on her show, and Steven and Kona were her editors at the time, producers and editors. And as soon as I finished with my interview, because you know we've been on Neon, and then you have your segment, and then you're done, right? As soon as we finished with the segment, both of them came with their business cards. Do you have any projects in the work? Can we work with you? You know, it was amazing, and it's like the rest is history now. Steven and I have worked together on 11 different projects.
Action Shot Production.
Yes. So check it out. Go Action Shot Productions. I think. I don't know if it's on
Facebook.
Is it on Facebook? Sure. Okay, and then also look on Instagram. I know. This on Instagram. Yes, too. Yeah. So find Action Shot on Instagram, and then I am Tamia _Dow on Instagram. And if you want to try to find me on Facebook, it's not even in any of those links. It's like Chaplain, which you keep hearing from me. And my last name is
But go on the
Dow.
pages of the movies so that you can like and share it too.
Yes, please go to the pages for
We
the
want you
movies.
guys. I definitely have to watch your movie.
Yeah, well, you missed out because these three, just let me let you guys know, that these are not available for the public. You can only watch them in private screenings, which we have another one possibly coming up at the end of the month in November. So
Yeah,
I'll
there you go.
keep you
Yeah,
posted.
keep me posted. And let me know how many people I can invite, okay? If I cannot just come by myself, all my people will be like, "What are you?" You know what I mean? You know this kind of thing.
I do, but it's going to be a little different this time.
Oh, it's gonna be more.
Well, no, I'm going to be transparent to people. You know, I said Stephen and I worked on 11 projects
And
together.
plus, it's actually, we're just actually breaking out from the COVID. That's why it's so hard. But now, by November, I hope it's gonna be okay.
Well, no, we had to have the limited people there because of COVID.
Yeah, that's why.
Yes. But my thing is, so the next event is actually going to be a fundraiser because as I mentioned to you about Toxic Love, I told you it was a prequel, which means that we are working on a future feature film. Therefore, we need financing for that. Because up until now, Stephen and I have financed all the projects between the two of us, and now we actually need people who are interested in supporting our cause and financially helping us out. So if you're on Cash App, go to Filmmaker Tamia Dow, Filmmaker Tamia Dow on Cash App, and Cash App us some cash. And here's what will happen. If you Cash App us $25 or more, we will see your name streaming at the end of the credits. Yep. $25 or more, you will be getting a thank you appreciation shout out in the
Nice.
credits, permanently in the credits.
Permanently.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's benefit. But anyways, guys, we're ready to wrap this up. Any last thoughts?
Well, before we wrap this up, let me make sure you have some resources.
That's right.
So, because it's very important. Now, some of you folks are not here in Vegas, but those of you who are here in Vegas, I'm going to give you 2 resources that you can, or actually 3 resources you can reach out to having to do with domestic violence. So, if you are here in Vegas, you want to call Safeness. Like a safe place to fall. And the number is 702-646-4981. And it's also safeness.org. You'll get so much information and resources. It's manned 24 hours. So 24/7 you can call down there if you're in a situation that is a bad situation, you need to get out of it, and you're not necessarily needing the police to respond, then call Safeness and they will help you out. Safe House if you're in Henderson, and that's 702-564-3227. That's Safe House in Henderson, and that's 702-564-3227. And then if you are in immediate need of assistance, like you're being beat or you're in your house, that's a 911 number. If you are in fear for your life and someone is threatening you and you want the police to be present, then it's 311. Okay? And then if you just just want to talk to an advocate that could give you possibly some advice and you don't necessarily want to tie up the save that line, then you can call Metro's Victims Advocate at 702-828-2955.
I have a question. Yes. So if I actually be, if I see somebody who's being physically,
Unless you plan on going to get beat up and stabbed and killed like
No,
they
the
are.
reason why I asked that, but I used to live in an apartment building, and my couple upstairs has been beating up each other every single day. You've seen it, right? You hear it, we hear it many times, and
But that's the best thing to do is 911
I
because
do it every day.
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because you know what? Guess what? You don't call her one day and you don't hear your friend anymore, and you see the coroner come and take it away. So you pick up the 911 and you call. You know, and that's the sad thing. Like I told you, when I would go and I would talk to people and I would be like, you know, next time I come and talk to you, you might not be talking to me because you're gonna be dead. And I was very serious about that. And people would hear me counseling women and say that, because at the time it was mostly women that were staying in these situations. And they were like, why would you say that to her? I said, because I'm not going to be candy coated. You know, death, people are losing their lives at the hand of their loved ones. And if you're calling 911 and I'm showing up, you know, when I was a police officer, I'm showing up because they're calling 911. Well, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, okay, well, just be better. Okay. No, I'm going to be real about it and say, this is the 5th time we've been to your house. Because they tell us when police officers arrive, they say, you know, we have numerous calls in this apartment, or we have this, or we have that, right? So I'm going to say, listen, you know what? Either you figure it out, and I give them what we call a blue card that has that phone number on it for SafeNest, for them to call and get some counseling. But then here's the thing. We can't make grown people decide that they're in a bad situation. We
I
can't.
have another question. This is a good one, because I never got the 911. How about the 311? What's the difference so people understand from the beginning?
311 you'd only call if it was an emergency. That's the difference.
Okay, there it goes.
911 is it's happening right now. I hear her getting beat or whatever upstairs. You know, 311 when it comes to domestic violence is I'm just concerned this is what the you could have seen somebody have the gun and you take the license plate down or something like that. You know, but 911 is an emergency. Somebody's getting beat down right now, getting stabbed or getting shot. We need you here right now. 311 is just, hey, can we get somebody to check on my neighbor because her and her husband were in the parking lot arguing and he left, but I haven't heard from her, you know, that kind of thing. Because you don't know, just like with us, when they dispatch police officers on domestic violence calls, they don't dispatch them by themselves. And they're always watching each other's back because the abuser can always return. You know, so you may be interviewing the victim and then the abuser returns. So if you are focused in on the abuser, you could become a victim just like everybody else. So cops turn around and they pay attention, and even when they're interviewing the victim and the suspect in a residence, they separate them. You know, but the cops make sure they can see each other while the scenario is going on. Yeah.
Okay, so that's more like for this minor, not too much of an emergency. You're just seeing things that should be.
Yeah, they call 311 a non-emergency. They call 911 an emergency.
Emergency is right now we need. Yeah. Well, any last thoughts before we go?
Well, I just want to say that you are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. Never let anyone, male or female, make you feel like nothing. Now, don't give anyone that power. Always stand in your worth and know that you are worth it. And say it to yourself, I am worth it. I am worthy to be loved. I am worthy to be treasured and respected and treated well and treated kindly. And then also make sure you reflect that back. Because if it's not reciprocal, get out of the relationship. And even if you are a teenager watching this, because I dealt with teen dating violence, if you have a controlling
That's what I meant. Be
Be
safe.
Have a blessed week.
Be well, be blessed. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Fairy tale real in every way.
Hi, my name is Ty, and I'm a fashionista.
Hi, my name is Dolly Wright, and I'm a singer. I waitress for a living. Hi, I'm Alicia, aka Ichigo.
Hi everybody, my name's Tamia, and I'm exploring the kids, issues, and I also do a Tina Turner show with Big Elvis Show.
Hi, my name is Pureza. I am the founder of social media show.
Hello, everybody. I am Kiki Delores. I am the CEO of Are You It Entertainment here in Las Vegas, and I'm also a club owner.
Hi, I'm Latoria Kern, founder and director of Family Arts at Wayla's Creation.
Hi, my name is Dawn Weir. I'm the founder of the Giving Choir, a local nonprofit